Hey friends, today we're at Merritt Island exploring another hidden gem tucked away on Florida's Space Coast, Black Point Wildlife Drive. This is a 7-mile drive that's packed with beautiful scenery, incredible wildlife, and even some hiking trails along the way. Located on Merritt Island on the east coast of Florida, Black Point Wildlife Drive is about 60 miles east of Orlando and just a few minutes from Kennedy Space Center.
Those are pigs.
Those are pigs! What the heck? I don't think I've ever seen wild pigs on the side of the road before. I thought they were vultures. Just crazy. I don't think I've ever seen that before. So we're at the Merritt Island, what's the official name? Today we're at the Black Point Wildlife Drive at the Merritt Island National Wildlife Refuge. Little brochures here. So there's a couple of ways to pay. So you can either grab one of these envelopes and then drop it into the box over here. Or because we don't bring cash with us, so we just found on this QR code here that you can scan the QR code and pay your pass that way too. So thankfully they added that in there. The great thing about it is that there's a ton of different stops that you can do. So we're gonna stop at each one, and there's also a couple of trails that we noticed while we were going through the brochure here. So it's about 7 miles total, all one way, just kind of like the Apopka Wildlife Drive. And we're gonna go and check it out.
So let's get into it.
So let's get into it. Look at all these mangroves that are in the beginning. So we're coming across our first marker. Little bumpy, little bumpy. What it says here is that the National Wildlife Refuge provides homes for wildlife by preserving and managing habitat, allowing wildlife to lead a natural and wild existence. During your drive, you will learn about habitat management techniques, including controlling water levels in impoundments, prescribed fires, planting native plants, and removal of exotic animals and plants. Stop number 2 now. Move slowly and quietly. Drive slowly and quietly and keep noise to a minimum. Slamming doors, loud music, or voices can startle wildlife. Your car is a great blind. Staying in your car will greatly increase your observation opportunities, while getting out of your car for a closer view or to take pictures may actually scare away your subject. Beautiful day though. Beautiful day. It's a little chilly.
Not chilly.
It's a little
Such a Florida person.
It's a little chilly. Look at those birds. Flowers on the side of the road are really pretty. I wonder what kind of flowers those are. Look at all those birds in the middle of the water. They're like having a party out there. We're obviously not invited. So the next stop that we're heading to is stop number 4, and there's a walk there. So it says take a 1/4-mile round trip wild bird hiking trail to view wildlife from the blinds and through a viewing scope. So all along the wildlife trail here, you have a couple of these blinds that you can walk down and go and get a closer look at the birds. And there's even some binoculars at the end at this observation blind so that you can take a closer look at these animals, which is really cool. So we just made it to stop number 9, which is the Cruickshank Trail and Rest Area, which is nice because it has a bathroom here. So if you need a rest area, this is the one to stop at. The Cruickshank walking trail here is a loop that goes all around the entire perimeter of the peninsula and is 5 miles long. Just a short walk from the start of the trail is an observation tower that overlooks the marshland. There's also a wheelchair accessible observation platform here with a scope that is lowered for easier use. We walked about a mile of the trail, which is a flat and easy walk with many opportunities to see flowers and wildlife. If you do this hike, make sure to come prepared with water, bug spray, and sunscreen as there's no shade along the trail. So I would recommend coming early in the morning while it's still cool. So peaceful and quiet, beautiful. I love that we're walking through all these mangroves here. We haven't seen a gator though, we've been looking. We haven't seen one yet. We just walked about a mile of it. Apparently it goes all the way around this island and it's about 5 miles long. So if you head on this trail, just make sure to bring your water and make sure that you put on sunscreen because as you can see, yeah, there's no shade on this trail whatsoever. So sunscreen will definitely be important and water. It's a beautiful trail though. Like you get to walk through these mangroves and it's right next to the water.
How would you compare this one to Apopka?
I mean, I like it. There's not as many gators. We haven't seen any gators whatsoever, but it is a beautiful drive. There's a lot more mangroves. There's actually a lot more places where you can like get out and walk, and there's an observation tower, which Apopka Wildlife Drive doesn't have. I think it's comparable. Like if you're visiting the Space Coast and looking for a great place to go see wildlife, this is a really good choice.
But if you want to see gators, go to Apopka.
Yeah, but if you want to see gators, Apopka Wildlife Drive, you can't beat it. But this is beautiful as well. So we are between stops 10 and 11, so it says on the brochure to keep an eye out for alligators. So that is what we're going to do. Bird, bird, bird. Bird's the word. There has to be at least one alligator like hiding in these mangroves somewhere. Right? Well, no alligators for us. Okay, So we just finished the wildlife drive and I really enjoyed this. It is a Saturday morning in the springtime and it was beautiful weather today. There was a ton of mangroves all around us. We didn't see a ton of wildlife other than, you know, some heron and ducks and some other birds. So if you're an avid like bird watcher, this is going to be a really great place for you to come and check out a lot of bird life. There is supposed to be alligators on this drive, but we didn't see any alligators on our trip down through the drive. But there are supposed to be some gators as well as some bald eagles, which we didn't see any bald eagles either. But I really loved like just the whole entire drive. It's about 7 miles and it's one way, but there's a lot of places to stop, and they do have a brochure, so make sure to pick up a brochure before you start the drive if you want to learn a little bit about the areas as you're going through them. But if you're visiting the Space Coast and you're looking for an inexpensive thing to do with the family and the kids and really wanted to like get out and check out a little bit of nature, then this is a really great stop to do. It took us a couple of hours, but we really took our time and we did a lot of the trails, and we made sure to stop at every stop and read the brochure. So you probably might not take as long as we did, but you guys, look what I just saw on the way out of the wildlife drive. We finally saw a gator. One gator, and it's a little baby gator too. Look at how cute he is. Aww. So you can see alligators on this drive. They were not lying. There are gators here. Just one. So, you know. Oh wait, there's another one. There's another one. Oh wait, we just saw another one. This one's huge. This probably is the mama gator of the baby gator that we saw. But this one's gigantic. Probably about 8 feet, I would think. Definitely alligators here. We finally saw a couple of them. A baby and a mama, it looks like. Finally, as we're driving out, as we're leaving. Apparently the very end of the wildlife drive is where all of the gators are. So we just saw a gigantic one. We actually saw him splashing into the water, but we didn't catch that on camera. This is a really great drive. There are some gators, but they're at the very, very end of the drive. And I highly recommend it if you're wanting to find something to do in the morning or afternoon. It did take us a couple of hours, so definitely recommend like maybe packing a lunch or bringing some snacks, and definitely a water and some sunscreen, because there isn't really a lot of shade in the area if you are wanting to do any of the trails. But it's definitely worth coming out here to come and check out if you're visiting the Space Coast. If you are planning on visiting Black Point Wildlife Drive, here are a few tips to help you get the most out of your visit. The drive is open year-round from sunrise to sunset, except during NASA restricted operations. And it does cost $10 per vehicle that you can pay in cash or online by scanning the QR code at the information kiosk. National park passes are also accepted. Pets are permitted on the hiking trails but must be leashed at all times. If you do plan on hiking the Cruickshank trail, make sure to bring plenty of water, bug spray, and sunscreen. If you found any of this information helpful, I would love it if you would hit the like button and subscribe if you would love to discover more incredible things to do in Florida and beyond. I create a new video every week, and the best way to be able to see them is by subscribing. Also, I want to give a huge shout out to my channel members. You guys help keep this channel going, and I couldn't be more thankful. If you would like to help support what we do here and get exclusive emotes and early access to our videos and more, click the link in the video description for more details. If you're looking for even more scenic drives to do in Central Florida, then you'll want to check out the Apopka Wildlife Drive, which is a video that just popped up on the screen. In this video, I'll show you why this drive is a must-do for anyone wanting to see alligators in the wild. Until next time.